Today, we are going to be buying a used Model X. Let's jump into it. Guys, I have a super exciting day today. We are on our way up north to Yorkshire to have a look at a used Model X. And the reason I'm super excited about this is because it's the cheapest Model X I've ever seen. It's a 100D and it's online right now for £52,000. And in the UK, that is super cheap. And for a 100D, that is crazy. So let's go have a look.
This car had only been up for about 12 hours. So I knew it had only been up there. It hadn't been up there long. And I'd been watching Model X's for a long time. So for me, I knew this car was going to go quick. I knew it was going to have a lot of interest. So I had to drive the 2 hours and a half, I think it was. So there was a sense of urgency with this.
So there are a few things that I'm excited about. It's a black Model X with black interior, 6 seats, and it's a 100D. I would like to place a deposit on this today. That's what I want to do. I want to secure this today. But there are a few things that I need to be aware of. One of those things is I need to make sure that there's nothing major wrong with it. There are a few things that can go wrong with the Model X. One of those being the doors. I need to check that all the doors are working fine. The Falcon wing doors are fine. The biggest thing is I need to check if the battery range is good or not. On a 100D, I would hope to see around 250, 260 miles on it. Because this has done 78,000 miles, I don't know if we're going to see that. I don't know if we're going to be at that 250 mile range. I'd like to think we're going to be. And it's going to be difficult for me to check because the car isn't fully charged right now. So for me to find out is going to be difficult. But I need to find out before placing a deposit. So I'll take you through that process. This is going to be a vlog of potentially buying a used Model X or what to look out for when buying a used Model X. That's what we're going to be doing. Join me along for the ride. Hopefully they'll let us film inside and I can show you everything that I'm looking at and looking for. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Anyway guys, see you in a bit. Okay, I am where I believe the car shop is. Automotive Cars in Yorkshire. There it is. I'm gonna have a knock on and see if I can get this camera inside, see if they're alright with me taking the camera inside. Anyway, let me go. One thing I will be doing, I've not stated at this point in the video, this company looks legit. I've checked it online, it's all verified. But so far everything checks out, it all looks legit, it all looks good to me. Whilst I'm just before I go into here, the car is priced on Auto Trader right now for £52,000 or just under, I think it might be £51,990, something like that. But just, I'd say £52,000 is what they wanted for this Model X going into this. Right, so we're in the, I'm with the Model X now. Everything looks good. It's a six-seater, which I like a lot. So what I'm gonna do is just have a look around and then I'll film some of it. Just give me a moment. At the moment it's on 172 miles. So what I'm going to do is extrapolate that. So I'm going to put it onto percentage. So this is my biggest concern. I need to check air suspension, doors, and then a couple other things. But the biggest concern is the range, because it's on such a high mileage, is checking that that's going to work and it's going to be all right. So what we're going to do is turn the energy into distance and then just do a figure. So we've got 170 miles, and then I'll make sure this is correct.
Sorry about the focus. Okay, so energy puts us on to 66%. So I'll just do some maths on that. I need to do the maths. I'm not very good at maths, so I'll try and figure this one out. Which would be, you then times that by 100, so you should be getting 250 to 260 miles. If that's the case, then it's worth buying. So that looks like it works fine. I'll just show you this whilst I'm doing it. So I'm going to put it into very high. Yep. Okay, so suspension's working fine. That's good. The automatic doors are working lovely, so that's good. 78,000 miles, it's a lot. It is a lot. Enhanced autopilot included. Enhanced autopilot enables your car to navigate on highways and destination. There's automatic lane changes, available features based on a market. Every driver is responsible. Okay. Whilst I'm in the car, I wanted to get the battery range. So obviously I was checking that. All the seats, everything about the seats, there was no rips, no tears. It was so immaculate. And apparently one business owner, so the only seat that really needed to check was the driver's seat, because it didn't look like it had been used by him or his family or extra people. It looked like it was just used by himself. And the driver's seat was perfect. So he wasn't a big guy like me destroying the leather. It looked perfect. There was no marks on the steering wheel. Everything looked amazing inside of the car. And so the car came with extras of carbon fiber finish. It was the premium I think it was a premium winter pack, which means it has heated steering and seats. I think I didn't actually check that. It's not something I'm that bothered about, so I didn't really check it. It comes with a 6-seater, which I know is desirable from a lot of people. It's not actually what I wanted. The best one for me would have been the 5-seater, because I could fold the seats down. So after checking the interior and checking the condition of the interior, which all looked fine, I then went on to check the outside of the car. So I'm just having a scope around the outside of the car. No major marks. Paintwork looks like it's been really well looked after. There are some slight swirl marks in the paint, but it's 3 years old. It's been washed regularly. It might have been taken to a few car washers, and it's light. It's very light. Nothing that I can't sort out with a bit of wax.
It's a good
so the paintwork looked really good. The rims, there was no scratches really. There was a one or two tiny little marks. There was a slight mark where it looked like someone had opened the falcon wing door and the bottom had just clipped something, but maybe like scraped on a wall a little bit, but very slight, nothing major. So the exterior of the car also looked good. So one thing to check out for is that glass. Check for cracks in the glass, check for any breaks in the glass, because that's a major problem to get fixed. There was no cracks or fractures or anything like that in any of the glasswork, which is fantastic. All of these checks that I'm looking for are from Rich Rebuilds. That is where I get a lot of these things from. I've followed his guide basically. So yeah, all good so far. And I'm just trying not to get excited because everything looks amazing. I'm trying not to get excited. I look into the boot. The boot looks fantastic, and again, nothing wrong with it. There isn't really anything wrong with it. So one thing to check when you sale of your Tesla is charging cables. A lot of people, when they sell their Tesla, they sell the cables separately because you can get a decent amount of money for it, and some people don't take that into consideration when they're buying the car. Take that into consideration. Cables is something you're going to have to buy, so make sure it's got the cables. Fortunately for me, this came with all the cables, including the wall charger, which they did have in the back, which is fantastic. So it's got a travel charger and is it the CHAdeMO adapter? I forget what it is, but it basically is used quite a lot. And so it's got both of them. And it's also got a tow hitch, which I think is worth a few £100, optional extra. It's an official Tesla one. So that's also fantastic. it wasn't on the car, it was just the tow kit. But yeah, that was fantastic for me to see. Really happy. Suspension, check the suspension. All the suspension works perfectly. Another big job that can go wrong is a suspension, so check that. Falcon wing doors, all the Falcon wing doors worked fine. They were set to be lower, so I just put them onto the full height. They open at the full height. No squeaks, no squeals. Same with the motorized boot lift. No squeaks or squeals. All sounds how it should sound, which is fantastic. So, check the paintwork as well. Fantastic. Tyre tread, fantastic.
Not the best, like a bit of damage there with the door, the Falcon wing doors.
So I've ruined your detail in that. Is that yours, that one? Right, okay. It is obviously, I know, like, it's priced well. The one thing that concerns me is the miles.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not because
they say generally now with the electric stuff though,
yeah, that's the
they
thing.
They go for 1,000,000 miles, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the opposite way with electric, but that is my only concern. The last thing that I do is clamber under the car and check for any major dents or damage to the battery pack, the bottom of the battery pack, and it looked perfect. The shield at the bottom looked like it had no marks whatsoever. Perfect. And then, so the other thing was the range, the mass on the range. Now, whilst it's not 100% accurate, after checking online, I'm happy to sort of go ahead with what I think it is. They're going to leave it on charge for me, so hopefully I'll get better indicator. So they're going to leave it on charge, so when I arrive, I should be able to check. But it's 66%, 171, 172 miles. Doing the maths, it should be getting over that 240 mark. Probably, I'm hoping for 250 charge, which would be fantastic. But like I say, at this price, I'm kind of happy with the 230, 240. I don't want to say that, but I'm kind of happy with it. The reason the price is so low on the car is because the miles are high. At 78,000, it's high mileage. But I'm kind of aware that these cars will last a long time. I think I've seen people with Teslas that have got 500,000 miles on them, Model X's. But this is one of the higher ones in the UK. And I'm happy to be a guinea pig for this. And also, it might make interesting content when we hit that 100k mark to see what's wrong with the car, if anything major happened or anything like that. It's going to be interesting. So yeah, 78,000 miles. And that's why we're paying less for the car. A considerably amount of lessness. One of the biggest things that you need to do when you're buying a used car is not tell them how much you like the car. Obviously, don't let them know that you're going to buy it. Don't let them know that you're definitely going to buy it and you love it, blah, blah, blah. How are you going to negotiate from that point? So you have to throw shade on the car. I wouldn't have purchased it at sticker price. I never do. I never will. You always have to get something knocked off. There's always margins left. So we haggled around a little bit. I obviously told them that the cars, I told them the bad points of the car. There were obviously it's 78,000 miles. Like at the end of the day, I don't need that many arguing points when it's 78,000 miles. That's obviously the biggest one. It's high mileage. But you obviously say some of the negatives of the car. You go into the negotiation room with those negatives as the last talking point, so they know that you're going to ask for something off. Now, like I say, I wouldn't come away with nothing off. I have to have something off. That's just the way I am. It's the way I've been brought up. I'm not going to go in there without trying to get a deal. A great way of doing this is go onto Auto Trader, put in your reg, put in the reg of the car you wanted to buy, put in the mileage, put the condition in, and it will give you a price. And I actually think those prices are fairly accurate. And this price on this car was coming out at the 49,000 mark with that mileage and that condition. But that's not taking into consideration the options on the car, and then also that is in a standard market, and I just don't think we're in a standard market right now. I think Model X's are selling very quickly at the moment. So for me, I'm happy to pay a slight premium to get the Model X secured. But I'm happy for a dealership to come out with only 1,000 or so extra, and on a used market I wouldn't lose that much. I'm happy with that. Right, there it is, guys. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see it? Well, that is our new Model X. What am I on about? What am I up to? So there we go. We came out with £500 off, which brought the total of the purchase to £51,500, and they said they would include a full tank of fuel. That was actually what was said. I mean, that is actually, when you negotiate for a car, you usually say, all right, I'll do the deal if you put a full tank of fuel in. So I'm guessing they'll leave it on full charge for me. They did say they would. So that's an extra £3 or £4 saved there. I've got to come back and collect on Wednesday. For now, that will stay here. I paid the deposit. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to think, because it's it all happened so quickly. But there she is. It looks like that is our new Model X. Just give these guys give them a little bip. But there it is, the new Model X. I'm sat in the Model 3, looking at the Model X. Say goodbye to her. So, I didn't want to say, because obviously I'm trying to get a deal out of it. It's very hard, and I know you guys will feel it as Tesla owners, because you don't have to negotiate in the Tesla world when you're buying a new Tesla. Well, you don't have to negotiate at all. It's not a dealership in the Tesla world. There's no price to negotiate on. You buy the car for the price Tesla asks for it, and that's the way it is. It's not like traditional dealerships, like a BMW dealership or a Mercedes dealership. So it's not the sort of thing we're used to. I used to negotiate quite a lot, but I don't do it anymore. So it's very weird to negotiate for a Tesla, because usually you just pay what you pay, and that's that. So I'm trying to hard bargain these guys. I really loved the car. It was beautiful. It was really amazing. Everything looked good to me. The battery range, everything looked good to me. So I had to do some figures. Now what I'm going to do tonight, just to make sure that my figures add up, is I'm just going to go online and search whether that method works, what I did, which was doing a sort of the maths equation on it.
I don't know if that works. So I need to check that out tonight. Even if the range is coming in low, at the price that we got it for, because we did get a deal on it, but the price that we got it for is still amazing, even if it was coming in at 240. But I've got a feeling it'll come in at 250 miles on a full charge. Fantastic, if that's the case. Everything else looked fine. Suspension was working perfectly, which is a big one to check, is the suspension. For me, I've followed Rick's rebuilds quite a few times on like his guide to buying these kind of cars. So yeah, looking at the suspension, looking at the Falcon wing doors, there was a little bit of rubbing. I didn't show it in the video, but one of the Falcon wing doors was rubbing on the frame, which has caused sort of a little mark, which obviously isn't great. So that was something I took into consideration. There's a couple of scuffs and a mark on one of the Falcon wing doors as well, but it's hard to negotiate because the car was really a really good car. It wasn't bad. I'll be honest with you, when I do deals with dealerships, I do struggle a little bit because, you know, I prefer to know facts, cold hard facts, and make a decision than trust somebody on their word. So it's quite difficult. One thing is with Teslas is there's less things to go wrong, and people think to the contrary that there's more things to go wrong, but there's not gearboxes, there's not clutches, there's not stuff like that. So there is less things to go wrong. It comes with a 3-month warranty. It comes with a Tesla extended warranty. So the deal, we managed to get the car for £51,500. So yeah, £51,500 is what we're paying for the car, and we got £500 knocked off the top. To be fair to the guys who were there, to be fair to them, they would have been able to sell it for that price. Somebody would have bought it for that price. 51,500, somebody would have come along. And at the moment, for me, I know the car on a used market is probably worth a little bit less than that. It's probably worth 48, 49. But they're not coming up on the market very often. And I do, at the moment for work, I do need a bigger car. So, you know, for me, yeah, I'll have to pay a slight premium to get it from a dealership and get the car. It's a shame I didn't get it from the guy who was selling it in the first place, but that is what it is. So now I'll confirm it on Wednesday when we do a collection video, which obviously we'll do on here. But now we are, by the looks of it, Model X owners.
Obviously, I'm excited about doing this. I want to take you through this whole process. There's a few things that I forgot. If there's anything that I've not mentioned below, please let me know and I'll get that sorted. One other thing to mention is if you're thinking about financing the car, a used car especially, don't always go with the dealership's finance. It's probably not going to be that great rates. I don't think I'm going to finance this one. I don't think I'm going to finance this car, just for many reasons, but don't settle is what I'm trying to say. Don't settle with the finance company they're using. You probably get a better deal for yourself. So if you are financing, just have a look around. Don't settle with the dealership. And yeah, there's always this case, and I've always said it with all used cars, and I'm hoping with Teslas I think it's a little bit less, but there's always a chance that you check everything and you still end up with a lemon. There's always a chance. I bought a brand new Tesla Model 3 from Tesla.com, from Tesla official, got it into my driveway, and 4 or 5 days later there was a leak coming through the roof. There's always a chance. Always. Just do your due diligence and check the best you can. Always check as much as you can. If you're looking for a checklist, please, I'll say it again, go to Rich Rebuilds. He does a few of these videos, and there's a few more videos like this online. Go check that out. Great guides. and they'll sort of give you the key points to look at, because it's not just the X, it's the S and the 3 that there's points to look out for.
The ad revenue from these videos don't pay for these cars. I would love it to get to that point, and I do have a feeling that when we get the Plaid Model S, that the views on the channel should go up quite a bit, especially if we're one of the first to get the Plaid Model S. So I'm hoping, I am really just holding out for the Plaid Model S, because I don't think these videos are going to nearly pay for these cars. But every little helps. So any support you guys have been giving me, people using the supercharging links, the link in this for the supercharger down below, all that kind of stuff, it has gone a massive way, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting it. You've taken the edge of ownership off. Even at like $200-300 a month, it's still paying for something. It obviously doesn't pay for the ownership of the car, but it helps. The supercharging's helped with this car loads. I love the fact that the supercharging's been covered in this car. But something that's really interesting is the Model X comes with free supercharging, from what I know. I'm really hoping that that is the case. I can't confirm it until I go to a supercharging session. But obviously, so we've got the app, it has free supercharging on the app already. So because of you guys, we're using the link, we get free supercharging for this car. We get quite a lot of miles, and it is much appreciated. But now we get free supercharging with the Model X, probably thinking, well, that's a waste of free supercharging miles, because this car here isn't going to come on most of my long journeys. I'll probably take the Model X for long journeys because it's got more range, and my long journeys are always for work. So that's for filming, which I need the Model X for. So what I'm gonna do is probably create a new Tesla account on Tesla.com to transfer the ownership of the Model X to, which means when you guys use the referral link in the future, we will now get two raffle tickets, I think it is, 2 tickets for the prize of the Model Y and the Roadster, which I know is a completely long shot. It's a super long shot. So, but I think it's better than getting more free supercharger miles. We've got about 10,000 free supercharger miles left on this car, which I'm going to struggle to get through. So if the Model X comes with free supercharging, we'll do that we'll do the 2 referrals on a new account. Hopefully that works. We'll get 2 referrals for the Model X, which means we've got a better chance of winning a Model Y or a Roadster, which would be unbelievable if we won a Roadster. I'm gonna buy a Roadster anyway. I've told you guys that is happening. So we're gonna buy a Roadster anyway. So if we could win one, holy smokes. If we could win a Model Y, holy smokes. So if you think about using the link in the description, there is a link below, but it will be, well, on Wednesday, that link should change to the Model X one. So that's the first day of buying, that's day one progress. Part one of buying a used Model X. That's part one of buying a used Model X. On Wednesday, I'll try and get part 2 out, which will be the collection day. I had really crappy cars for a long time. I didn't have a lot of money for a long time, and I used to get ridiculed for the cars I would drive because they were so rubbish, and it was just a joke. Like, it didn't hurt my feelings or anything. But the idea of having a dream car or a nice car was so distant in the future. They didn't seem possible. It won't feel real until I've got the Model X keys in my hands and I'm driving back with the Model X. It won't feel real. So, and I never take it for granted until you've never ever think that something's solid and final until it happens. So, you know, on Wednesday this video could be they got a better offer and they sold the car, or something stupid like that could happen. Hopefully they'll, you know, it's secured. Not even like hopefully, because at the end of the day, like I'm paying a decent price for it. It's not like I'm paying nothing for it. It's just don't take anything for granted. This has been a good day for me. Hopefully I'll get this vlog up soon. and the Wednesday collection probably won't come through on Wednesday because it's going to take me a while to do it. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. A big thing you could do is if you want to see the progress of how this series goes, please subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel and you'll get to see all of these videos. So this is part 1 of buying a used Model X. So guys, thank you for watching. If you want to buy a Tesla, there's a link in the description. It'll get you 1,000 free supercharging miles. It gets me 1,000 free supercharging miles, or soon 2 tickets for a raffle. Thank you for watching. If you stayed this far, drop a comment below. Do you think I've made a good decision? Do you think I've made a bad decision? Any advice below is appreciated. Hopefully I'll get this up before Wednesday and you can say, stop, don't do that, Jordan. Don't buy that Model X. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bonus video. 600 miles an hour. Refresh Model 3's here. It's there, driving off. Oh. That was it. That was the refresh Model 3.
Anyway, guys, I'm excited for part 2. Part 2 will be coming. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.